I'll be talking about NAAC assessment and accreditation. My presentation is divided into 4 units, 4 segments. The first unit is titled What is Assessment? The second unit is titled NAAC Framework. And in the second unit, I'll be talking about 3 key concepts. And what are the 3 key concepts? Criterion, because NAAC talks about 7 criteria, key indicators, and metrics. And metrics are divided into quantitative metrics and qualitative metrics. Unit 3 is titled NAAC methodology. And in this unit, I will be talking about IAQA, SSR, DVV, and SSS. What are these terms? I'll explain them later. In the last unit, I'll be addressing 2 topics. The first topic is hallmark of A+ institutions. And as an individual, what can you do to your college with reference to NAAC assessment and accreditation? Now, ladies and gentlemen, as a preamble, I would like to share with you the fact that I have been with NAAC now for the last 10 years, and I have visited plenty of institutions in different capacities, also as the chairperson of NAAC peer teams. And I was also closely involved in the revision of the NAAC framework and manual. So based on my experience, I have prepared this PowerPoint, and I am sure you would find it useful. Now, this is my plan. As I told you a little earlier, my presentation is divided into 4 units. Unit 1, what is assessment? Unit 2, what is NAAC framework? Unit 3, what is NAAC methodology? And Unit 4, what is special about A+ institutions and what can you do as an individual to your own institution against NAAC assessment and accreditation. Okay, so we start. Here is Unit 1, what is assessment? Now, what is assessment? How does NAAC define assessment? Now, this is the definition of assessment in NAAC's terminology. It is the performance evaluation of an institution. Okay, so this institution could be a university, could be an autonomous college, could be a constituent college, could be an affiliated college. So we are talking of the institution as a whole and the various units or the departments or the centers. Could be the Department of English, could be the nanotechnology center, could be the examination unit. So the institution as a whole and the various units or the centers or the departments that constitute the institution. And how is the evaluation carried out? The evaluation is carried out based on certain established criteria and benchmarks. So this is the definition of assessment according to NAAC. So it evaluates a college or a university, the institution as a whole, and the various units, the departments, the centers that constitute that institution. And this evaluation is carried on the basis of certain pre-established criteria and benchmarks. Now, normally students, when they write examination, they wait for results. So similarly, accreditation is the result or the outcome of assessment. So once a college or a university submits itself for NAAC assessment, so what is the outcome? What is the result? So NAAC talks about accreditation. So either you pass or you fail, either you get a very good grade or an average grade or a poor grade or a very poor grade. So certification of quality that is valid for a fixed period. Now, most of your own institutions must have gone in for NARF. Now, the certification of quality that is given by MHRD with reference to NARF, that is valid only for 1 year, whereas the certification of quality that is issued by NAAC, it is valid for 5 years. Now, there is a major question. Why should institutions, why should colleges and universities go in for assessment and accreditation? Now, the simplest question is it obligatory on the part of colleges and universities to go in for assessment and accreditation? Is there any kind of option, or is it optional, or is it mandatory? Now the answer is now it has become mandatory. When NAC was originally started in 1994, it was purely voluntary, it was purely optional. But now the MHRD, the UGC and NAC, they have made assessment and accreditation mandatory. All institutions, whether they are affiliated colleges or constituent colleges or autonomous colleges or universities, have to necessarily go in for assessment and accreditation. Why? What are the advantages? What are the benefits? So basically, as we all know, assessment and accreditation is a process of self-introspection and evaluation. An individual can do this, an institution also can do this. When I do it as an individual, I come to realize what are my strong points and what are my limitations, my weak points. Now, when an institution goes in for assessment and accreditation, it realizes what are the strong points of that particular institution, and at the same time, what are the weaknesses or what are the limitations of that institution. Now, assessment and accreditation helps not only that particular institution, in fact, it helps various stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Parents come to know what kind of an institution is this. Is it a good institution or an average institution or a bad institution? Now, parents would want their sons and daughters to join a college which has got an A grade or an A plus or an A double plus. So various stakeholders. So students come to know what kind of an institution is this, the potential employers, the industrialists, the public. So the assessment and accreditation, it helps various stakeholders, not only the students, not only the parents, but also the potential employers and the general public. Now, I have given you 4 points. Now, if I have a daughter or a son and I'm looking for a good college, now I would be looking for an institution which is good. And how do I know whether the institution is good or bad? Now, one of the yardsticks to find out if the institution is good or bad is to go by the NAAC accreditation. Okay, so this is an A grade institution, this is an A plus institution. I would happily allow my daughter to join or my son to join that particular institution. Now, research institutions, external agencies who want to fund certain projects or give donations, they want to find out if the institution is a good institution and whether it is worthy of the funding. So therefore, it helps the external agencies also. It helps students to go in for internship. And lastly, it helps in recruitment. Okay. And ultimately, please look at the last line. Apart from all this, there is an important mission as far as NAAC is concerned. That is, NAAC wants to inject or infuse quality in higher education. So it is primarily for this reason that NAAC wants colleges and universities to go in for assessment and accreditation so that they improve themselves by leaps and bounds. So therefore, ultimately, the aim of NAAC is to infuse quality in higher education. Now, at the international level, at the global level, who are the major players who are involved in assessing and accrediting colleges and universities? Very often we get to know about these institutions when we read newspapers, because every year they do this ranking for the entire world. And they come up with reports like the 100 best universities in the world or the top 10 institutions in the world or the 100 best colleges in Asia. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the three main agencies at the international level that are involved in assessment and accreditation. So, the first agency is Times Higher Education. They are in this field from right from 2004. In fact, they are the oldest agency and they are in this business now for the last 16 years. Then we have another British agency called the Quakerly Simons. They are in operation from 2010 and they bring out QS World University Rankings. Then Times Higher Education, that is British, QS, that is also British. Now we have an Asian player, a Chinese player, that is Shanghai Ranking Consultancy. They are in business from 2013 and they bring out what is known as academic ranking of world universities. So these are the three international players. Of course, there are other international players as well, but these are the three significant and well-known international accreditation agencies. Now that we have talked about the international players, we should talk about who are the national players. As we all know, NAAC. And when was NAAC established? NAAC was established in 1994 with its headquarters in Bangalore. A few years ago, NAAC opened its Delhi office, but the headquarters is in Bangalore. So NAAC is National Assessment and Accreditation Agency. And later I'll be talking about the vision and mission of NAAC. So basically, if I can put it in one sentence, the mission of NAAC is to assess and accredit, if possible, all the colleges and universities in India. As I said earlier, the mission is to inject or to infuse quality into higher education. Just as we have NAAC, we also have NBA, and NBA also was established in 1994, and the expansion of NBA, as you all know, is National Board of Accreditation, and this was established by AACTE, while NAAC takes care of primarily arts and science institutions. NBA takes care of technical institutions and technical programs. Now, there are a lot of points here. So this is the vision of NAAC. I'm not going to read out all the points. I want you to pay attention to the third one. Now, if you want some additional information about NAAC, when was NAAC established and who was the founding father, and what is the vision of NAAC, what is the mission of NAAC, how many colleges has NAAC accredited so far, how many universities has NAAC accredited so far, how many institutions have got A++. Now, all these details are available in the NAAC website. So in case you need some additional information about NAAC and its process, its mechanism, its outcomes, please refer to the NAAC website. So as far as this particular slide is concerned, I would like to underline 2 points. Now, please go to the second point. So what is the vision of NAAC? To stimulate the academic environment for promotion of quality in teaching, learning, and research in higher educational institutions. So I want you to focus on the word quality. Okay, so the entire exercise of NAAC is geared towards quality. And that is why I have been repeatedly remarking that the focus of NAAC is to inject or to infuse quality into higher education. Because once this quality assurance and quality sustenance, once these two are taken care of, then other things follow. And please go to the fifth one. To undertake quality-related research studies, to undertake quality-related consultancy, and to undertake quality-related training programs. And NAAC also says that they are willing to collaborate with other stakeholders of higher education for quality evaluation. So the word quality is repeated almost in all points. So therefore, if we can reformulate the vision of NAAC in one sentence, it is to infuse quality in higher education. And now that we have talked about the vision of NAAC, we need to talk about the core values of NAAC. What does NAAC stand for, and what does it promote? Okay, so there are 5 NAAC core values. What are they? Contributing to national development, fostering global competencies among students so that we prepare them to face the world, not just India, but the world, inculcating a value system among students. So education without value system, as we all know, is a waste. So in addition to a good education, in addition to a sound education, they should also imbibe or inculcate a value system. The NAAC insists on the promotion of the use of technology, and ultimately, whether it is a college or a university, whether it is an affiliated college or an autonomous college or a constituent college, we all should strive for excellence. We should never be satisfied with what is average or mediocre, but we should always strive for A+ and A++. So therefore, the quest for excellence. So ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of Unit 1. So in the first unit, I have basically answered this question: what is assessment and what are the benefits of assessment?